Is Guang Yu and I'm a graduate from International Business and Marketing background. I specialize in HSIC Society and Culture and also Business Studies. Teaching for me is about empowering young people to make sense of the world around them and to think critically, act ethically, and find their own voice in a complex society. I'm especially passionate about inclusive teaching practices that ensure every student feels valued, supported, and capable of success. While my key strength lies in building strong, respectful relationships with students and fostering a positive, engaging classroom environment. I also bring creativity and adaptability to my lessons using real-world case studies and teacher tools to make learning meaningful and relevant. I'm looking for a school that values collaboration, student voice, and continuous professional growth, where I can contribute to my vibrant learning community and continue to refine my teaching practices. I'm excited to share more about my teaching philosophy and approaches today. In New South Wales, classroom management practice is guided by a range of national, state, and school level policies and legislative frameworks that ensure teaching aligns with professional, ethical, and legal expectations. At the national level, the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers set clear expectations, particularly Standard 4, create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments. These guide teachers to establish inclusive, respectful, and well-managed classrooms that promote student well-being and engagement. At the state level, the New South Wales Department of Education's student behavior policies provide the key framework for promoting positive behavior, well-being, and inclusion. It is supported by the Behavior Code for Students, which outlines expectations for respect, safety, and responsibilities. In addition, legislation such as Education Act 1990 and the Child Protection Act 2012 ensure the safety and welfare of students remain central to all teaching practice. At the school level, each school develops its own student well-being and behavior support plan, reflecting its unique context and values while remaining consistent with departmental policy. This alignment ensures system-wide consistency in supporting positive learning environment. This framework strongly influenced my classroom management philosophy, which is founded on respect, relationships, and restorative practices. I believe in proactive approaches that build trust, set clear expectations, and prioritize student voice and accountability rather than punishment. Within these frameworks, I recognize my professional responsibility to maintain a safe and equitable classroom to uphold duty of care and model ethical behavior. This includes applying policy consistently, documenting incidents appropriately, and using data to inform behavior support strategies. My understanding of classroom management is shaped by a holistic perspective that recognizes this interconnection between students' social, emotional, behavioral, and academic needs. I believe that effective management is not about control, but about creating a learning environment where students feel safe, valued, and intrinsically motivated to learn. Two theories who strongly informed this philosophy are Bill Rogers in 2015 and William Glasser in 1998. Rogers' relations and restorative approach emphasized that positive behavior emerged from respectful relationships, consistent expectation, and a calm, fair teacher's presence. His focus on preventative strategies such as the use of positive language, relation repair, and clear routines have guided my belief that effective management begins with trust and predictability, not punishment. Complementing this, Glasser choice theory views behavior as a conscious attempt to meet basic psychological needs such as belonging, freedom, power, and fun. This theory has reshaped my understanding of student behavior not as defiance but as a communication of unmet needs. In practice, it encouraged me to build autonomy and intrinsic motivation by offering students meaningful choices, setting shared goals, and fostering responsibility through collaborating problem solving. Together, Rogers and Glasser have influenced my classroom practice to focus on connection before correction. I integrate restorative conversations, student voice in decision making, and goal setting activities that empower students to take ownership of their behavior and learning. Critically, these theories remind me that classroom management is most effective when I support the whole children by addressing emotional well-being, relational trust, and academic engagement simultaneously. By prioritizing empathy and consistency, I aim to cultivate a classroom climate that promotes well-being and achievement. Collaborating with parents and caregivers is fundamental to promoting student engagement and positive behavior. A holistic approach to classroom management recognizes that learning does not occur in isolation but is shaped by relationships between the school and the home. As Bronfenbrenner Ecology System Theory in 1979 highlights, a child development is influenced by interconnected systems and the partnership between home and school is one of the most powerful. When teachers and parents work collaboratively, students experience consistency in expectations and values at home and in school, which enhances their sense of security and belonging. Parents can also provide their valuable insights into their child's strengths and emotional needs, helping teachers adapt learning and behavior support strategies more effectively. This aligns with New South Wales Department of Education 2022 Student Behavior Policy, which emphasizes shared responsibility for student well-being and the importance of family engagement. For example, maintaining a two-way communication through emails, phone calls, or digital platforms such as Seesaws to celebrate achievements and discuss challenges early on. In cases of ongoing behavior issues, inviting parents to co-design individual behavior support plans, ensuring strategies are consistent across home and school. Parents' information conference also promote transparency and share accountability for learning outcomes. However, there are barriers that can hinder effective partnerships. This may include language or cultural difference, limited parent availability due to work, or previous negative experiences with school. To overcome these challenges, teachers must be flexible, empathetic, and culturally responsive. Practical strategies include providing translated materials to or interpreter support, offering flexible meeting times or virtual meetings, and maintaining a positive strength-based communication approach that focuses on students' growth rather than deficits. Two key evidence-based proactive strategies that will be guiding my classroom management practices are explicit teaching of behavior expectations and routine, as well as differentiated instructions. Both are grounded in research and theory, and together they form a safe and engaging and learning environment. The first strategy is explicit teaching of routines and expectations, supported by Bill Rogers and classroom management research that focuses on clear structure and predictability, reducing off-task behavior in class. Rather than assuming students know what positive behavior looks like, I will model, practice, and reinforce these expectations consistently. This approach helps establish psychological safety where students understand boundaries and feel confident in what is expected. For example, at the start of each term, I co-create a classroom agreement with the students using visual cues to remind them of routines and provide explicit teaching in group work norms and respectful communication. This proactive measure is able to minimize confusion and prevent misbehavior before it arises through fairness and consistency. The second strategy, which is differentiated instruction, is supported by William Glasser choice theory, which argues students are motivated when their needs for belonging, power, and fun are met. Differentiation engages learners by giving them choice, relevance, and challenge appropriate for their readiness. For example, in a HSIC lessons, I might offer students a choice of case studies or presentation formats to demonstrate understanding. This autonomy enhances intrinsic motivation, reduces frustration or boredom, and also promotes ownership of learning. Together, this strategy proactively prevents behavior challenges by identifying the root causes of disengagement, such as lack of connection, unmet needs, or inappropriate task difficulty before they manifest as disruption. They directly align with my holistic classroom management philosophy, which emphasizes connection, consistency, and empowerment. In practice, this means fostering respectful relationships, maintaining clear routines, and design lessons that are responsive to student diversity. By combining Rogers' relation consistency with Glasser's motivational theory, I create a classroom that feels both structured and supportive. Space where students are not managed but generally engaged, responsible, and thriving.